on this computer. I'm gonna send this in the waiting room really quick. Oh, 5 people are waiting. Who are we waiting on? Oh, cool. Hey guys, we are going to get started. Splitting it. We are recording this for other, sorry, students. I feel the need to read things out loud. All right. Hopefully they get that before I. So we have Deja, Sujit, Hannah, Tommy, and here we go.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna wait till everybody's connected. One more.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Okay, hi guys. I hope everybody's is connected. I'm Maggie. I'm gonna let the other 5 ambassadors. Oh, and we have one more person. Yay! I'm gonna let the other 5 ambassadors introduce themselves in a second, but we are all current students at Fontbonne. All of us work for the admissions department as ambassadors. So we're just kind of here to hang out, talk about stuff. If you have questions and you don't want to talk out loud, that's not a big deal. If you do want to talk, that's great. Hi, Jen, I can see your face now. If you do want to talk, that's great. We'd love to hear you, but otherwise you can chat in the chat room box. I think that's everybody in the waiting room. Let's try everybody in the meeting. Now you can talk in the chat room box to us, ask questions. We're all very personable and open people, so don't worry about asking anything weird. But like I said, I'm Maggie. I will be graduating tomorrow with my early childhood degree. Thank you. Early childhood degree. I've been at Fontbonne all 4 years. I've been an ambassador all 4 years. I'm a part of Omicron Delta Kappa. I'm a part of another honor society. I can't remember because I just did it. I've done the Disney Leadership Institute. What else have I done? I think that's it. And whoever wants to shoot their intro next.
So hi, my name is Ashanti. I'm a junior, major in cybersecurity. So this will be my 4th year next school year. And I actually be the president of Student Ambassadors. Whoop whoop. And also I'm in our GAP program, our Black Student Union, our honors program. So yeah, so I'm very involved in Fontbonne.
I'll go. Okay. My name's Anna, and I'm a sophomore. My major is global studies. I'll be a junior next semester. I've been a student ambassador for a year now. I'm also an orientation leader for the international affair office, and I'm in the executive board of the International Students Organization. And yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, I'm Darian. I'm entering my senior year at Fontbonne. I transferred in, but I got to know a lot of cool people and know a lot about our institution. I participate in dance marathon, student ambassadors, obviously, and yeah, I'm a history ed major, so when I graduate, I'll be certified to teach high school history. So.
And my name's Matt. I'm gonna be a junior in the fall. I'm majoring in cybersecurity with a minor in computer science, and I play baseball on campus, and I'm a part of the student ambassadors.
I guess I'm last. I'm Amelia. I, like Maggie, am graduating tomorrow whenever I turn all my stuff in. I am graduating with a degree in business administration. I obviously am an ambassador and also do my work study through the Office of Admissions, so I hang out there a lot. I also was the president of the business club on campus. That's getting moved over to someone else now that I'm leaving. And I was on the track and field team at Fontbonne. So yeah.
Yay. Oh, that goes well. Okay, guys. So pretty much at this point, feel free to introduce yourselves to us or just ask us random questions. Is everybody confirmed at Fontbonne? Is everybody coming for sure? You guys just interested? What's up? Anybody coming? Again, everybody's muted. I can't hear anybody. So if you feel more comfortable chatting in the chat, it should be on the right-hand screen. If you'd rather, we can get started with some own questions. You guys want to talk about why you guys chose Fontbonne as a school? And if you guys feel comfortable, feel free to tell us as well. All of our new students, we're excited to talk to you.
Yeah, I can go first if you guys want. So I was one of those kids who thought they wanted to go to a big school far away from their parents, get away from my hometown. I'm not actually from St. Louis. I'm from Springfield, Illinois, which is about an hour and a half into Illinois, which is where I am right now. I can tell you that I really miss St. Louis right now. But I went to some big schools and hated it. I toured around them and felt like I wasn't even important to them on a tour when you feel like you should be the most important person on campus when you go on a tour, and I didn't feel like that. And then I came to Fontbonne and had a great tour, had a great admissions meeting, really felt like I was important to them. So I chose that. I got that big city experience while still going to a small school, and really fell in love with it. And I'm actually now living in St. Louis full time after obviously this whole pandemic thing. I'm staying with my parents as of right now, but once this whole pandemic thing is over, I will be living in St. Louis full time and having a job down there. So yeah, obviously, you know, Maggie and I will have to see each other a couple times, but besides that, it's you get that small school experience in that big city, which is what I was really looking for.
So it's felt uncomfortable, right?
I mean, I'm originally from St. Louis, but I wanted the small school feel. I wanted to be, not another number like Amelia was talking about. I wanted to be able to have a relationship with my professors because that's how I learn the best. So the admission staff was pretty great, but then once I got to Fontbonne, I met some amazing people, and I like to say I came for admissions, but stayed for the people. So
That's nice. I'm taking that off. It looks weird. I came to Fontbonne. I came from Cortez for anybody who's from St. Louis. So I came from a smaller high school. I really was not gonna go to a bigger college. That was just my personal opinion. I did super well in high school just with that one-on-one attention. I didn't want to go to a bigger university and not get that one-on-one attention that I've seen some of my friends go through. And I think that's kind of where I landed with that. And then I was between a couple colleges in the end, and Fontbonne honestly was like a family to me, like just walking in, which was weird because I didn't know anybody. But my admissions counselor was actually my first person who I fell in love with the school through. He was super cool, and he left I think 2 years after I joined, but every time I see him out in public, I get super cool. I get to catch up with him. Like you get the real connection with just not even people, but faculty and staff, and it's kind of cool because you guys get to be a part of the whole campus, not just part of school, essentially.
So I chose Fontbonne because of the small classes and the closeness of everybody. Literally what everybody just said. Once I toured Fontbonne, it was just great. You know, I fell in love with it and the people. I felt like a family. So that's why I chose Fontbonne.
Yeah, so I chose Fontbonne because of the small classes, and I'm from Brazil, so coming here, I didn't get the chance to tour campus, but I was in touch with the staff, the international affairs and admissions, and they were really friendly, and they really showed that they cared, and just reading about the school, I was really interested in the fact that it was a smaller school, and I felt that being in a small classroom, I would be more comfortable to speak up. And yeah, I definitely do not regret. It was the best decision.
As a reiteration of what everyone else said, I came from a very small school. I had 80 people in my graduating class. I'm from a little corn town in Illinois near Wilmington, so I definitely didn't want to go to the U of I where there's thousands of students. And
Oh yeah, Matt, U of I.
yeah, that's where my brother goes. And
What's
yeah,
wrong?
Wait, where are you from?
or he graduated from there. Sorry, but
Where are you from?
Downs, Illinois. It's just up 55.
Oh, okay. See, there we go. Matt and I are from the same
Neighbors.
state.
Yeah, I also had a chance to play baseball, which was big for me too. So that was, I mean, it couldn't have fit any better for me. So
There you go. A general announcement for Tommy and Ben specifically. Justin said you guys are supposed to speak up. I'm not gonna make you, but you just unmuted yourself, so you put yourself in this position.
You guys studying? You guys know?
What?
You guys know what you're studying? All the new people?
Oh yeah. Hey, there you guys are. See, great. How are you? What's up?
Hi.
We're doing pretty good. It's pretty boring at home, so you know.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Do you guys know what you're studying? Do you know what you want to do, or are you just kind of going with it right now?
So I'm planning on going to somewhere like kind of close to like personal training, so like exercise science, and hopefully learn more things about it, I guess.
Okay. Cool. Ben, we're gonna call you
Oh, me? I'm still deciding. I'm not sure really on what I should study.
That's okay. Jenna, I see you unmuted yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna study social work.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
Good one.
That would have been my backup, but I just finished, so too late.
How do you have a backup degree your senior year, Maggie?
You know, so the thing is now that I'm going on to potentially go to graduate school, I'm looking into social work. So I'm like, I should have maybe done that to make it look. It's okay. It's okay. That's awesome. I'm glad I can see your guys' face now.
Maggie, you don't want to just look at my face all day, or?
It's just you.
As you can see, like all of us ambassadors are like super close, so we always see each other in the office, and
Yeah.
I always bug Maggie about everything, and so we always get to know everyone super well.
I was gonna say, honestly, like outside of the office, I don't see these guys unless they're passing the office. So that's even cooler. Like we really, as weird as it sounds, like, and it might sound kind of bad, but like we don't interact much unless we're in the office or like hanging out outside of work at the office. So like that's kind of cool because none of us have classes together. For me, it might be me personally. Like I don't have classes with any of these people. Even Darian and I are in the same kind of field, but very different routes.
Yeah, way different.
Okay, so we have social work, we have exercise science, we have I don't know. That is okay. Do you guys have any questions? Are you okay? I asked this earlier and I couldn't see your lovely faces. Are you guys confirmed? Are you sure you're going? Are you just kind of still looking, which is still cool?
No, we're possibly going. I'm going.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm going for sure.
Cool! Yay!
great. Awesome.
Are you guys gonna live on campus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I always say, like, if you have the opportunity to live on campus, do live on campus. I really loved my freshman year living in the Joe. It was like I just really loved it. I don't know why, but it was like such a great experience. I don't know if Ashanti and I lived in the same
Yeah, the Joe was like the best. Like I wouldn't mind going back to the Joe. Actually.
Yeah, like I wanted to live in the Joe again.
Yeah, it was the best. Yeah.
Like all my friends and I were like within 3 doors of each other, so it was just always like there was always stuff going on. There was always something to do. Always going to get food and stuff like that. So it was a really cool experience. And then my friends, when we moved to we moved to Madai, which is the upperclassmen dorm, and we were on different floors and on different ends of the floors, and as if it was hard to walk down a set of stairs to go bang on my friends' doors. It wasn't, but it was cool having them all super close to each other.
I didn't live on campus, so I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Ashanti and she lived on the floor above me, and I have no recollection of Ashanti living in the same building as me.
Yeah, I don't remember. I thought you just moved on campus like probably like a year or two ago, like 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't remember that. I didn't even know you was a senior. So.
Well, I'm technically a junior, but I'm doing it for years.
Oh.
Amelia's just smart.
I wouldn't claim that.
You guys
Okay, so
interested in like joining clubs or anything, or?
do you know? That's the other question. Do you know?
Yeah, do you know any of the activities that we have?
My problem, like, because a lot of them are like really fancy names, and I don't know what to give. I started looking some of them up, and then after like 5, I was like, hopefully I'll just figure it out whenever I can.
You'll for sure figure it out. I still don't know half the clubs that exist.
Also, like,
Yeah.
none of them require, like, any time whatsoever. Like, they have fancy names, and, like, so, like, there's an honor society for freshmen. If you get in, you go to, like, a ceremony, they give you food, and, like, that's it. And, like, you're in it. Or, like, ODK, like, you volunteer, like, once a year or something like that, and Maggie's in it, and you go to a meeting every once in a while. Like, everything's you go to a meeting once in a while and go to an event. Like, that's pretty good.
Some of them are more involved, though, if you're really wanting to be, like, a part of it, if you really want to be, like, one of the board members, if, like, kind of the larger in charge person, like, you can definitely get involved like that. Like, dance marathon's a huge one where they push all year, kind of, but then there's this big final push where it's like, all right, we need this money now, we're going to have a big party now, like, and it's like the whole group gets together, and it's not just the exact members, like,
And there's a ton of food.
There's a ton of food. There's food at every event we go to. So
Every event, every week, there's something going on.
Free
Yeah,
t-shirt.
if you are interested, yeah. They always do the organizations fair in the fall, like beginning of fall, if everything goes back to normal. But yeah, then you can get to know.
You know,
all
we're
the
going to hope on that.
organizations.
We're not going to talk about the idea that this is not going to go back to normal soon.
It
will.
Some schools are planning on going online.
Yeah, but I heard that was in, like, big, like,
No.
New York, where, like, it's still not under control.
Oof.
I'm not trying to graduate online or something like that.
Ashanti,
Thanks,
we are-
Ashanti.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
we had to, like, fill out an email that was like, would you like to graduate online? And I was like, no, I don't want to
No
graduate.
thanks.
Oh, were you guys all freshmen, or are you transfers, or what's up here?
I'll be a freshman.
Okay.
Is everyone from St. Louis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Oh,
I am.
cool. Oh, good. So we're all in the same boat here.
I'm not. I don't know what anything. I won't ask you where you went to high school because to me it makes no sense.
Oh, no. Where'd you go to
No,
high school?
I'm gonna
I
ask
don't
you.
care.
Right there with you.
Where'd you go to high school?
Oh, God.
I go to Borgia. It's actually in Washington, but it's like
Okay.
4 hours away from St. Louis. So I just say St. Louis.
Yeah, yeah.
St. Mary's High School.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Me too.
Don't know what
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you guys know each other?
You guys friends with Timmy Muxo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my best friend's little brother.
Mm.
They're like, ooh, yikes.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. He's my favorite.
Is anybody nervous?
Nah, a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm kind
A
of.
little bit.
Matt.
Yes.
That is. Oh.
So you play baseball. So like, do you guys have like a strength and conditioning coach?
Yes, we do. He came in second semester, or like the beginning of this semester, I guess, that we're currently in. That's basically done now. But he's, I haven't had a chance to work with him because he didn't really work with the baseball team much because we were basically in season the whole second semester. So like workouts with him, we didn't really do in season. It was more of like an off season thing. And so the first semester we were supposed to work with our strength and conditioning guy, but we didn't have one at that point. So like it was just kind of like self-mandated workouts where we worked out with, we had groups and we had little group leaders and we worked out like that. So yeah,
Gotcha.
but I've heard great things from the new strength and conditioning coach. He was the strength and conditioning coach for Coastal Carolina when they won, or yeah, when they won the national championship, the College Baseball World Series. So it's from
he's fine
Waterloo.
here. Are you looking at baseball or?
No, I'm just really like into like this whole fitness
Oh.
thing. So I just work out.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
We
super
have a-
cool guy.
What? Oh, did you get
He's
to
a
work
super
with
cool
him?
guy. What?
Did you work with him?
Yeah, I worked with him like 2 days a week. He's super cool.
Amelia's fit.
I once again wouldn't say that. My quarantine workout consists of my dog and I walking in the neighborhood.
Oh, that's
Sounds lovely.
your dog deserves that.
Most of the time she hates me. She's like, I don't even want to go.
Oh yeah, and like another question.
Yeah.
So like can we walk on for basketball? Like you just try out, or like you have to get like recruited by a coach?
No,
I
you
would
can
just
walk
talk.
on.
What?
You can walk on.
I was gonna say I just talked to coach. He's like all of our coaches are super chill. So
Yeah.
All right.
Because I know there was a basketball kid who joined the team this year. He's a golfer, and our basketball coach is the same as the golfer, and he's just super tall. And he's like, "Hey, come out to practice and see what you can do." And he's never played basketball in his life, so
Oh wow.
that's
I didn't know
fun.
that.
he actually didn't do too bad. He was pretty good. So
There you go. Yeah. All our coaches are pretty cool. They're always looking for whoever wants to kind of be, oh, Hannah, I can see you. Yay.
Hey!
Yeah, they're always looking for people who want to be on the team, not just like are going to sign up and not be a part of it.
Yeah.
Transit management.
I'm trying to pull this up. Oh, we updated it though.
Do you have any questions about like living on campus or anything like that?
Life, how to get through
What
high
it's
school.
like, what to bring.
Yeah, what do you like? Is there certain things that you brought that you don't think are necessary? Because I know that people are like, my
I
freshman year,
forgot
I
to
was-
bring.
Yeah, so I kind of took the approach when I moved in was like I feel like the bare minimums. I don't know why I did that, but I was just like, oh, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, stuff like that. I think I brought like 10 t-shirts and I was like, oh, and like 3 pairs of pants. And I was like, I came back for Labor Day and was like, I need more pairs of pants. I can't live at school full time with 3 pairs of pants. But what did I bring that I didn't use? I didn't have an iron, but a bunch of people brought irons and never used them.
Can we have those?
Why would you iron your clothes?
That was my thing. Why would you bring an iron?
brought us
College,
steamers.
clothes might be wrinkled.
Never ironed any
Throw them in the
part.
dryer, Ashanti.
Hey, what if you're going to a career fair? You know, you gotta be like, you know,
Okay,
nice
that's right.
style. You gotta be nice.
Okay, well, one person on the floor can bring an iron and everybody can. But, yeah, I know my freshman year, they were super good about, like, we had a group chat. So, like, there were a couple times when, like, someone needed colored pencils. So I gave them my colored pencils. Someone needed something else. And so, like, we'd kind of all just trade off and on, like, borrowing each other's stuff. But I'd say, like, definitely bring a shower caddy. That's a big thing. Bring a shower caddy. And
I say flip flops because I don't know who's a germaphobe, but I don't like touching my feet on the floor. So, you know,
yeah, shower shoes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just use like Nike slides, but you can get like the cheap flip flops from Old Navy or whatever.
Go to
Oh,
Dollar Tree.
sure. Yeah.
Dollar Tree. I just liked because these had holes in them. I don't know. I was weird about it.
Yeah, and then make sure you talk to your roommates so you don't bring like 2 refrigerators and 2 microwaves because you don't need it. Like,
Do you know when like rooming lists go out to where we'd be able to figure out who our roommate is?
I feel like it was July, June.
yeah, it's probably gonna be late June or early July.
Carry-on's the RA in here.
But if you know someone, like you can, I don't know if you guys have turned in your housing forms, but turn in your housing forms as early as you can. That's a big thing because beds will fill up like super quick.
And then there's also an app or something I was hearing that people use to find roommates that go to the same college. So maybe look into that. Guess kind of like, I don't know, Facebook.
I don't know. I got matched up with mine, so.
Yeah,
Did it
so
work out for you though?
My roommate moved out on day 10, and I didn't have a roommate for the remainder of the year.
Wow,
So I would
that's
say
great.
yes, it did work out pretty well for me. But that's not a common occurrence. So don't bank on that, but it happened.
So I've been having the same roommate. Like we still room with each other to this day. So we've been rooming for 3 years. So it turned out to be a pretty good experience.
Darian, have you seen any bad experiences?
No, not really. I mean, really, it all comes down to communication and how well you communicate with your roommate. If you don't communicate, then there's gonna probably be a situation. But if you do communicate, you can address a lot of stuff head on. So like, a lot of times it just comes from one side not communicating. So like, if you don't like something, be verbal about it, and then if it still doesn't change, that's what you have an RA for. So I guess, I mean, people move out, but a lot of times it's not. A lot of times it's just because they miss home, or that you wake up early and you're loud when you slam your closet door or something like that. Just be like, yo man, chill out, go to be quiet, I'm still asleep. But I mean, we do try to match you with people that have kind of the same schedule. So especially as freshmen, and then like if you do play sports, a lot of times we'll try to match you with like fellow athletes. So if you play basketball, try to match with basketball players, or baseball. Get to know your RA. They're nice people for the most part.
You get a bathroom. Maybe. Hannah, I gotta ask, where are you going?
One more time?
Where are you going?
Oh, I'm going back home.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you go today? Where are you coming
Just wondering here.
I actually went to DQ and got myself some late lunch.
There
Okay.
you go.
Nice.
Worth it.
Had to go to Sam's today? It was getting crazy in there.
Yeah. I've been, oh my God. If I was on my phone, I'd show you guys my living room currently looks like it's Christmas again because I've gotten so many packages.
Oh, flex. You're flexing on all of us.
For the rest of you, I'm moving soon, so.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Will this pandemic affect next semester?
Huh.
I didn't realize Matt was asking the question.
Good question.
I definitely didn't realize that either until I saw the green box. So there are conversations happening currently. And they're supposed to be making a decision, just kind of like an as of now decision. I think they're putting it out either May 4th or 5th. I think it's May 4th. And it's just kind of the current plan. Obviously it can change. I think we're hoping that we're not closing for the fall. Currently, we have all of our summer courses online. None are happening on campus. But they haven't told us yet.
Just when this all started, Fontbonne was really good about making like day-to-day decisions.
Yeah.
So like every day something was changing because, obviously there were things changing in St. Louis. So they weren't, at some points like WashU and SLU were making kind of harsh, big decisions kind of out of nowhere while Fontbonne was making it day-to-day. So I think that's what is kind of to be expected in the fall. It's kind of a day-to-day, see where things go from there. That's what I'd expect from them.
Fontbonne is advising education majors who are student teaching, which Darian, you wouldn't know this for the fall, but I don't know how spring's gonna look, to prepare to be online teaching, but it sounds like a lot of elementary schools are pushing to open on time or even earlier, so I'm hoping Fontbonne is thinking the same thing. I'm gonna be really sad if we're not open.
For your classes, like for online learning, is it a lot of just busy work, or is it actually, are you still learning stuff?
That's a great question. I'm gonna let someone else answer that. I'm a senior.
So for my classes, so for 2 of them, I was on Zoom twice a week. So he would put the lectures on like PowerPoint style on the screen via Zoom, and he would lecture from there. So it wasn't busy work at all actually. So he went through the PowerPoint, and we would literally do what we would normally do just from home. So that was kind of, they were pretty flexible, at least in my situation, that we were able to do online classes without, oh, here's a crossword puzzle to waste your time. So it wasn't like
Yeah, most of my classes didn't change much actually. Like some of the like final papers and assignments were a little bit different, but the teacher was lecturing every week during the class time anyway. So yeah, it wasn't like, it is different doing homework and like everything from home, but the classes and the like the actual content, you would still be getting everything.
I think it kind of just depends on your definition of busy work. I mean, like for me, I know, like, so my classes were a lot of like discussionary type classes, so we would discuss a lot of stuff in class. So when we went online, it just turned into a lot of, non-discussions. So it just made me type a lot more, and to me, that's busy work. So it just depends. But like everybody's saying, like teachers are really, really good about understanding that this is a weird time for everybody. So they seem to be doing well with what's going on and doing their best to make learning continue.
Yeah, because I know, like, from my experience with my classes, some of my teachers giving me extensions, so they're very understanding.
Yeah, they were super like flexible, even with due dates and everything. Like just letting them know what's going on. Like if you need more time, they were really understanding.
And to be fair, most teachers are like that anyway, at least in my experience. So it didn't really change much with moving online. They understand that life happens. So one thing I always tell everybody is like, communicate with your professors, get to know your professors. A lot of time, that's the difference between an 88 and a 90. And I'm not saying that like you're not bribing them, but like if they know you and understand that like you struggle with writing papers, but you in class you participate and knew the general concept, they'll take that into account as well, so they don't just grade off of the test. But I study history and education. I don't know about all the sciences and mathematics and computer science, Matthew. So that's my experience.
I'm not gonna lie, I have had all online classes this semester, so this was not a transition for me. Again, I am a senior though, so it's a little bit different. The thing that did kind of, it wasn't as fun with the transition was my teacher was also transitioning home, so her communication wasn't as great as it would have been if her kids were constantly in school. So for me, it was a little more difficult. But I'm still getting as much as I would have out of the class specifically as if I was doing it in person.
Yeah, I think half my classes are online to begin with because I intern 3 times a week. So it wasn't a big transition for 2 or 3 or more of my classes going online. And like the teachers, I don't know if you guys experience the same thing, but the teachers are like super, I don't get on Zoom anytime because none of my classes have designated that we have like Zoom lectures. They record their lectures and they put them up online and we just listen to them. But they're super pushing about like, oh, I'm on Zoom at this time if you need to get on. I'm on Skype at this time if you need to get on. So they're there if you need to use them. I just don't ever. But like they said, they're super flexible. And like Maggie said, it's kind of a situation where you get as much out of it as you kind of put into it. So I know there are a lot of kids who are easily probably scraping by, but I know all of us are kind of putting in that extra work to make sure we're still getting like the value out of our education.
Just trying to get it through the semester.
And like we're all in the same boat, so I often like text my friends and be like, oh, this, how are you doing on this? What'd you do? How'd you write this? Even friends who go to different schools, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? You know, do you feel like, and I don't know, there's just this, like, seems to be a common consensus between a lot of kids of just kind of being like, I don't feel like I'm doing enough, but that's probably because we want to do more to make sure we're getting the most out of it, but we're all doing like the best we can. And obviously it's a weird situation. Like, if you would have told me 3 months ago we would have been in a global pandemic, I would have moved back with my parents, I would have told you were crazy. But
We're looking for an apartment.
thank God I was like, ooh, a good thing I have an apartment before this all started.
How are you guys doing finishing the semester?
We're doing pretty good.
Pretty
Is it a
good.
weird transition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it being home with your parents all the time?
Yeah.
Do you feel even more ready to go to college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
I know, to me it just feels weird to be home all the time.
Yeah, I miss Fontbonne. Like
I miss Fontbonne
ever
so
before.
much.
Cool. I miss everyone and classes, everything.
Like I used to say, dang, I really don't want to go to class, but like I really want to go to class now.
Yeah, I was texting someone the other day and I was like, I want to go to my job. Like, I want to go to my internship. I want to get up, like, I want to get up every morning and go and like just be around people and see other people and stuff like that. And I love my parents, I really do, and we get along great, but I just want to go see my friends and I want to go to my job, and I like miss going to coffee shops. Who knew?
It'd be nice if we all could just at least like go take this online schoolwork to like Breadco and do it
That's what I
there.
was thinking. I was like, God, I'd do so much more if I was at a Starbucks.
Yeah.
I have more things to do today. I haven't been.
My couch has a permanent like dent in it because I sit in the same spot every day to do everything.
We'll just go to the other side.
But this is like the perfect TV spot.
Yeah,
Do you watch TV while doing homework?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Listen, I'm more of a do as I say, not as I do type person. I know what works for me.
Okay.
And yeah, it takes a little longer to get the homework done, but I'm also not like bored out of my mind typing about Confucius, even though I've never typed about Confucius a day in my life.
I was sitting on the couch the first couple weeks, like when I was working from home from my job. And so I'd sit on my couch for like 8 hours a day. And after like week 3, I was like, my back hurts so bad.
Oh,
I
yeah.
cannot sit at my couch any longer. But it was like comfy, but then I'd get up and like can move. And I feel like I'm visiting Duncan more than I probably should be, but.
Yeah, yesterday I took one of my final exams in bed, and that was really nice. Yeah, you can't always do that.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. We're getting really off topic. Kind of, not really.
Do you guys have any advice for us? Give us some advice.
Maggie, we're talking organically.
What?
We're talking organically.
I know we are. Oh, well, don't stop, but I mean, like, what else? Like, this, yeah, not fun. Anything, like, positive to talk about, though, or exciting that you you guys are graduating? I know it's not the same, but you're done with high school. Do you feel like you're college students yet?
No.
No.
You guys still have like another couple weeks?
No, my last day is next Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
Real school day. They're just doing like a farewell mass.
Oh, I love that. Is it going to be like on Zoom kind of and you get to watch it?
Yeah, I think they're putting it on our news channel, like KNL. We watch it every morning, and I think they're just streaming it on their YouTube channel. So
That's
sweet.
I miss my school.
Does anyone have any concerns about like, this sounds gonna sound like a weird question. Does anyone have concerns about like the religious aspect of Fontbonne? I knew that was a weird thing when I was like, oh, I'm not Catholic, I'm not religious, and now I'm gonna go to a school that is Catholic based and I'm gonna be sucked into a religion. Turns out, you don't have to. I don't know if anyone else experienced that, but I had a little bit of concern going to Fontbonne, thinking like, oh, it's super religious, it's super Catholic, I'm gonna have to go to mass, all of that, and you know, I've never had.
No. Nobody's worried about that. Sorry, Amelia. Sorry.
I'm sorry. That was a concern I had. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to a Catholic school. Like, gonna have to
To
go
be
to mass.
fair, I don't know about Hannah, but the other three go to Catholic schools.
What do you mean you're Catholic?
I know, but they've gotten the gist for the last 4 years.
Okay, well, I went to a public school, and that was like, I don't know why, but that was a big concern of mine. But it's not.
Where do you go to school? No, can't hear me. Maybe not. Okay, that's okay. I said, Hannah, where do you go to school?
Oh, me? Oh, I thought you were talking to someone else.
No, you're good.
Well, right now I go to Merrimack, but I went to Kirkwood High School for high school.
Okay, cool. I worked at the Magic House for forever, so I know a ton of people.
I live right by the Magic House.
Oh no. I'm
You love the
sorry. I'll flex on the Magic House. I am not working there anymore. I don't care.
Crazy praise.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. You live right there. Okay. She went to Peru. Are you a transfer then?
Yes.
Okay. You're one of my students, so I should know this.
Oh.
Okay. I guess, okay, we've talked about some freshmen. Let's see, does our transfer have any worries, questions about coming to Fontbonne, especially from Merrimack? It's a little different.
I got
I mean,
this.
I'm just kind of worried about like possibly having to take online classes like my first semester there.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
Did you sign up for in-person classes or all online?
I haven't signed for classes yet because I haven't been like officially admitted yet.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for another school.
Okay, that's fine. We get it. I don't know if you heard us earlier, but we're not sure for sure yet if we're going all online in the fall. So we're fingers crossed for not. We want to see everybody back.
Yeah.
I miss being there. A lot.
Hannah, do you know what you're going to study?
Communication studies.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Humanities, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Honestly, all of these buildings. What else?
So, to quote Hannah Montana, life's what you make
Of
it.
course.
So,
God.
hey, it works, okay? Just let me live my
Where
life.
did this came from?
Well, no, because like I want to encourage like people to get involved. So like if you come to Fontbonne and
Come on.
study your class, it's all you're gonna get out of it. But like Amelia said, like it's what you put into it. What you put into it is what you get out of it. So I know that I think that you're too cool for school, and at least I did when I graduated high school. Showing my age here,
going
Amelia's
on?
dying. Just I'm trying to be like a good influence here, Amelia. Let me like.
I get it. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I was like, me too.
I was like, I don't know how this relates to it. I didn't really watch Hannah Montana, so maybe I don't understand.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't watch Hannah Montana?
I had a brother who was 5 years older than me, so really anything my brother watched, anything that was on the TV was like what my brother picked. So we were watching like Jimmy Neutron and like stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Also, if
Hannah
you know
Montana was on at the
Amelia,
same
she's
time.
different.
What?
So if you know
Hannah
Amelia,
Montana.
she's just different.
You know what? Probably. I didn't watch a whole lot of SpongeBob either, so you might want to turn my parents into.
I didn't watch a lot of SpongeBob.
I don't like SpongeBob.
I didn't really like it. Yeah.
Oh, I love
I don't get it.
What kind of childhood did you have?
It's kind of like currently like Rick and Morty and all of that. I don't understand. Like I don't get it.
Oh,
Like I don't get.
my boyfriend's obsessed. I'm like, please turn it off. I can't do this.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Tiger King though, pretty good.
Oh. A+ to Tiger King.
I'm a fan.
Carol Baskin killed her husband. End of story.
Thanks for ruining it.
All right, I haven't even start watching it.
Debate. It's more of a debate. It's an open
You're right, it's not proven.
I've heard nobody say that she didn't though, so it's not a very good
See,
debate.
I wasn't very convinced that she killed her husband until like I got on social media after watching it, and everyone was like, "She did it. She did it." And I was like, I don't know if I'm convinced. Who knows?
What's everybody been watching on Netflix besides Tiger King?
I
everything
got
else.
Animal Crossing, so that's what a majority
Oh
of my
no!
Oh, okay. On the Switch?
yeah.
I have to ask, does anyone watch Below Deck?
I wanted to, but I don't.
Okay, well, there's currently a season on, and I was just seeing if anyone watches it.
Okay. I've just
It's
started
Below
with-
Deck Sailing Yacht. Obviously, no one watches it.
Is it like a fiction show or like an actual?
Nope,
show?
it's like a reality show about a bunch of people who work on like mega yachts in the Mediterranean.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, that's not my cup of tea.
I find it fascinating. I love it.
Yeah, you're also a business admin major, so
Okay, Darion, no need to come at my major.
just saying.
Oof. Hold on. Okay, I want to do this really quick. Justin sent me some questions, and I want to just make sure we touch on them since we have 14 minutes. These can be kind of fun ones. What do you guys like to do on the weekend? Anything. Campus related, not campus related.
Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic. No, that can be for everybody. I don't care who answers this one.
Wait, but we were supposed to ask like when we were at Fontbonne?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It says, what do you like to do? What do you like to do on the weekend?
Eat.
Eat.
Sleeping.
We can still eat, Ashanti.
Go to parks.
Oh my God. Go to the
Do on the
park.
weekend. Yeah, I sleep in, and then I typically, you're always doing homework at school, unfortunately. That seems to be kind of like the life you live. Okay, well, I do, Darian.
Just you.
So I like to go to, like I mentioned earlier, I like to go to a lot of coffee shops in St. Louis. So we go to different coffee shops, do homework, and then at night we typically play games, something like that.
Have you tried walking over to Caldi's? It's like literally a 12-minute walk.
Oh, are you
It's
talking
super
to Caldi's on
nice.
Demon, or are you talking to Caldi's on?
Demon.
Yes, I do like that Caldi's. I'm not keen to going to Caldi's because there's like so many other coffee shops to go to, but
I walk there is what I'm saying. I love it.
I'm a big fan of the Protagonist Cafe. If you ever, once this all opens back up, it's in Soulard.
Let's look at this.
Big coffee. Good coffee. Or Blueprint. Blueprint's really good too.
I don't like Blueprint.
It's the it always has me bouncing off the walls, but it's like so good.
Have you been to like, I think it's like Moshuga or something? It's close to
Yes!
Blueprint.
Yes.
What is it called? Is it
Jose takes me
Moshuga?
there.
It's so nice. It's really good. Yeah, recommend
I
it.
love it.
Is that a coffee place?
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the Loop too.
It's like to the left of Blueprint and the Loop. You gotta go a little further though. It's closer to like Iron Age.
On the same strip? Is it
On the same side too.
Yeah.
It's
by
hidden.
Mission?
It's really hidden.
By Mission Taco?
No, it's a little further left.
Is it before or after the United?
It's after.
Okay. I'm sorry we seem to be talking about things that probably don't make sense to you guys.
The Loop is right by Fontbonne, and we all have become very well acquainted with it, except for Darion, apparently.
This place is trash.
You don't like the Loop?
No, I hate it.
My favorite restaurant's in the Loop.
I love all the food they have there.
Hokey Dokey.
Okay.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, I love Hokey Dokey.
I feel like that's maybe not how you say it, but okay.
Well, how do you think you say it?
I don't know. I just always look at it and I go, that one.
Well, I love it. It's my favorite.
Okay, what are our students? I say students, we're all students here. What do you guys, other friends, like to do that you don't realize you'll change a lot?
I feel like as of like right now, just like staying home, I feel like every day is like a weekend.
That's fair.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
So
know,
it's
but
like,
I feel it.
Mhm.
so it doesn't really feel like I have like a specific weekend where I head out and do it. I kind of just do the same thing over, just kind of wake up and go on about my day. But if I was to stay like on campus, if it was like a weekend, I'll probably like go for like a walk down to Forest Park, or like go down to like the Loop or something.
So nice.
Yeah, there's a Starbucks like a mile away from Fontbonne. If you walk down Wydown, which is like the street between WashU and us. It's, so my friends and I we'd always like on Sundays we'd always walk to the Starbucks, get coffee, and then walk to Forest Park. And like in the in the fall or in the spring when it's like nice outside, like everyone's walking on that street, so you see all the people who like live in Clayton. It's like such fun. And now I'm actually moving to an apartment near that Starbucks so that I can just visit it.
Such a good area too.
Wow.
Oh, it's a beautiful area, yeah.
We love the houses.
Also, sledding in Forest Park, make sure you put that on like your Fontbonne bucket list.
Oh yeah.
Sledding in Forest
I have not done that myself.
Maggie, what have you been doing?
I didn't have a childhood, okay? I don't like
Okay.
SpongeBob. I didn't go sledding down Art Hill.
Wait, I'm
I've
not
never
even
gone.
from here, and I went twice, Maggie.
Make sure you
You're
go
more
skating.
adventurous than I am.
Make sure you go skating in Forest Park too.
What?
Like,
I have.
make sure you go ice skating in Forest Park.
Okay, Anna goes to Canada by herself because she
Or-
wants to.
Yeah, when are you going to Canada?
Last winter break. Yeah.
Or listen, there's also an ice skating rink very close to Fontbonne. It's called Shaw Park Ice Rink. I
It's
usually work there.
expensive.
On TV. It's not expensive. It's cheaper than Forest Park.
Wait, where's Shaw Park Ice Rink?
$6. Shaw Park Ice Rink,
Yeah, where's that?
right next to the pool.
Where's the pool?
What pool?
Have you ever been to Shaw Park?
No, where's Shaw Park? Isn't that farther away than?
Oh
It's
wait,
By
on-
the
right
garden?
off
I know.
Brentwood.
That's Clayton, right?
Yeah, it's right off Brentwood.
Oh, okay, I know. Yeah. I don't know
Okay,
where
as
the
you can
ice
see,
skating rink is.
We all live here, and yet we all go very different places.
And I grew up in Brentwood.
Also, to be fair, I'm one of the managers, so it would be really inexpensive for you to go, Maggie.
Oh, now he's offering our.
Guess where I'm going. To be fair, they're closed.
They are.
Yeah, what has everyone been doing in quarantine? Anything fun? I've taken up cooking.
Cooking?
Not going well.
I repainted a bookshelf and
I also spray painted something. Oh,
I
you
did
painted.
not spray paint. I painted. I've been ordering off Amazon a lot, clearly.
Yeah, sounds like you got a lot of boxes.
I make a lot of, I make paracord bracelets. That's my way of like chilling.
Making what?
Paracord bracelets.
Oh, paracord. That's cool.
I'm in the process of getting ready to move.
Us too? Oh, I say us too. Me and Amelia too.
Like your family's moving, Matt, or you personally are moving?
My family to the
Oh.
Champaign area.
Oh.
Moving to Champaign-Urbana?
Yeah. My dad works at the U of I, and my mom works in Champaign too. So
That why you didn't want to go there?
no, I don't know. I just want to play baseball. That was like one of my big things. So that was a very big part of it.
Yeah, and in Illinois, it's like kind of customary. You either go to U of I or you go to ISU. I don't know if that was a thing where you're from, Matt, but like at my high school, you either went to U of I or you went to ISU, which is Illinois State University. And like you'd see, like my graduating class had like 350 people in it. So like half would go to one and half would go to the other. So you'd never get away from the people you went to high school with. So I understand Matt's feeling like Glenwood, Chatham Glenwood.
Oh, Chatham Glenwood. There was a kid that went to Tri Valley from Chatham. So
Yeah.
then he moved back.
It's a little bit bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the same thing in Missouri.
I gotta say though, I don't know how Darian and Ashanti feel about this. But staying home for college is a lot. I don't want to say different because obviously I don't know what it's like to go away to college. But you definitely miss a lot of your friends who go away. But it's kind of cool, like being able to stay home and with your family or near your family, whereas your friends are gone until break and you miss them, and then they come home and you're like, I've been here the whole time. Let's hang out. So I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes it's a struggle, but sometimes it's also really cool because you keep those friends and then you also make a ton of new ones and you get to keep them all in the same area as opposed to having to go back and forth between states.
I agree.
Ashanti does too.
Yeah, I guess that's different. I went away and all my friends, except for my best friend from high school, went away. So, like, obviously, we were all across the country. So we get together, of course, during, like, Thanksgiving and Christmas break. But besides that, we were all away. So, but like we would go visit my friend in Chicago and like stuff like that. So, you know, you do lose some friends after high school, but you always get to stay with like those really like core friends you have. You always get to stay with those ones.
And then you make even better ones, honestly, in college because you're around them way too much.
Like I met my lifelong best friend in college, and like I know she's just gonna be my lifelong best friend, and so yeah.
Did you just say she?
Not Hayden.
Oh, okay.
You talking about Becky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Darian.
No, I was like Hayden.
No, Hayden is another like one of those lifelong best friends I made, but like my like best friend.
It's Becky.
It's not Hayden.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever met Becky. You may not know who Becky is.
Becky's cool. Okay,
Hayden's
hold on.
pretty cool too.
Before, I'm not going to hold everybody hostage. You guys can stay on as long as you want. I will hang out as long as you guys want. But before we, with respect, wrap up, final questions from you guys, and we can spend as long talking about your questions or as little. Just major questions, or they can be like super simple, or just anything random you're wondering, or random questions you have for any of us, honestly.
How was
Oh yeah. Oh.
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 You can go.
Okay. So is there like a trio program at Fontbonne?
Trio program.
You know, well, like at Mirabek, they have like a trio program with like advisors and stuff like that.
I mean, we have something like that. Like I think GAP, Griffin's Achievement Progress, and other variety of tutors and different things like that would kind of work. So we have like a whole floor dedicated to tutoring with professors and student tutors. And again, like once you get into your second semester, you'll have your junior and senior year, you'll have major specific advisors. So they really work closely with you and help you get to where it is you want to go. But if you kind of already have an idea, a lot of your classes, your first couple years, you'll have some of the same professors as you keep going. So like I said, build those relationships now, because again, not only is that the difference between a B and an A, but it's also the difference between like getting a really cool internship and not getting a really cool internship.
Mm-hmm.
You still can. You just have those connections a little bit more solidly.
Yeah, Darian, my internship's really cool, and it didn't.
Yeah, Darian, mine, no.
All right.
What?
No, but like Darian was mentioning, like I have a lot of like unofficial mentors in my life. So like from Fontbonne, so like one of my professors, I had him for like 2 classes, but he was someone that was like, you know, he's like someone who I will ask for letters of recommendation and to make special requests for me to get jobs and stuff like that in the future. So although his name may not be on any of my official stuff, like he was a super influential mentor to me. So I know I've experienced that. I don't know if anyone else has.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say no?
She said yeah.
And yeah.
Oh.
That happens all
I
the
was like,
time.
oh, yikes.
She's very honest.
Tommy, you had a question too?
No, so how was your freshman orientation? Like, what was it like?
Oh, because that got canceled, didn't it? Or it's being pushed off at least. I know that. Oh man.
Not sure.
Justin hasn't really said much for real, so I don't.
Wait, are you talking about the one where you come to campus, or the one when you get to school and you go away for the weekend?
That one.
I did.
That one. Oh, it's so fun.
Okay, so there's
The
two.
lake
There's
trip, yeah.
So
Griffin 101.
Griffin 101 is getting kind of either online or it's getting pushed back. I'm not
I think
sure about.
he's talking about the first weekend of school.
Okay.
So yeah, Griffin 101 is where you come and you like meet with someone from school and they like talk about your schedule. You get your ID and you do all of that like administrative stuff. And then what do they call it? The first weekend.
It's just a fun weekend.
Welcome weekend.
Welcome weekend. Yeah, I think that's what they call it. Is when you like your first weekend at school, you go away to this camp, and you do
Which
like.
sounds super bad, but
it's like a fun summer camp. You go for a
Okay.
week, you have a competition. You're put on teams. You like learn stuff about Fontbonne and like just play a bunch of like play dodgeball with each other, eat pizza. It's like summer camp.
Yeah.
2 days summer camp.
It kind of sounds lame when we talk about it, but it's super fun. It's
But
like 2 nights, I think.
I didn't love it, but a lot of other people loved it a lot.
I loved it.
I just didn't want to leave my mom. Yeah. But it was fun though.
You don't have to go either. It's just like you kind of miss out if you don't.
Yeah, you make like I met my first couple friends there, and like we were friends for a long time. Like some of them I'm still friends with that I met there. I was just like, oh, we're moving into campus, and now you're taking us somewhere else. But actually, it was super fun that they took us somewhere else because a lot of schools don't do that.
yeah, and then welcome week is also fun. They have like a casino night, so you get like Monopoly.
Yes, definitely go.
And you win like.
Ashanti loves casino night.
I do.
Please win something, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, like last year they gave away like AirPods, they gave away a Roku TV, they gave away a lot of fun stuff. Like I said, go out, get involved, do stuff, have fun.
Yeah, I won Beats headphones my freshman year, and then like my roommate won the AirPods last year. So.
Well, now we know who's taking all the prizes.
That's good, because next year hopefully I'll win again. Well, this year, yeah. So.
What else? Don't be scared. You don't have to ask, but
You can ask us anything. Like, it really doesn't matter. We're all very open people.
you can't tell. Nothing.
I'm out of questions.
Well, the good news is that you can still ask questions later on too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so it is 4:30. I'm not gonna keep you guys. Feel free to stay on if you'd like. We can. Oh, we got a question.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, that's a.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know that number.
What's the question?
That I don't know.
Got you.
Need master's programs at Fontbonne? I don't know that. I think it's 200 or 300.
I'd say it's close to that. I know this year it's been a little bit smaller, mainly because like people aren't sure of what's happening, so we haven't gotten as many applications. Roughly is probably, I'd say around 200. We do have a smaller selection of master's programs, and very specific, but class sizes, I'd say at max are at 20, but I would not think that you would ever get 20 in a master's class. Honestly, my master's class I was in this year was 6 of us. So I'd say 10 is probably going to be about the biggest class you might have. So it's a really small class size. I don't know the number though. Yeah. For class sizes for our normal school, we have about, I want to say 2,000 total students. We do have a really big class this year, which is exciting. But we have about 2,000 students, so you're typically going to get maximum 25 students in a class, so that tells you how comparably different our master's program is. And I think that goes across for any school, though. You lose students as you go on through the year because it's not for them. You lose students because they've graduated and they don't want to come back for master's, which is totally fine, too. But undergraduate class sizes are about 25 max. I've had as little as 2 of us in a class, so that was fun. I know people who've had as little as 1 in a class, so, and those are even in-person classes.
And I mean, it also depends heavily on like what variation of a class you take. So there was one class I took that was 8 weeks and it was a 300 level course at night. So for an undergraduate course at night, not a whole lot of people take it. Most of the time it's like adults who are taking like to finish their undergrad. So it was like 7 people, but if I would have taken the day session, it would have been like 20 people. So it also depends on what kind of variation of the class you take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions about like the school workload of college? I know sometimes kids worry about that, like how much work is going to have to be done and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, like would you have like a lot of time like during the day to like just kind of hang out and chill and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it also depends heavily on like what your class schedule looks like.
Okay.
So my first semester, my freshman year, I had 4 classes on Mondays and Wednesdays and had no classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so normally I would average taking like 2 classes on each day. and maybe one would be in the morning, one would be in the afternoon, or both would be in the afternoon. So I'd have the whole morning off. So you can really like adjust your schedule. So if you want like I didn't like 2 hours in between classes because then I would just go lay around and be non-productive for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I prefer to have mine back to back, and then I would be done for the day.
Gotcha.
Again, like she said, it kind of depends. I'd say during the week it can be different, especially Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Not necessarily Friday. Fridays we try to not have classes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday you might have class from like 9 to 2, and that's not like a single class. That's like 3 classes or 4 classes even. And then maybe Tuesdays you don't have class, or maybe Tuesdays you only have class from like 1 to 3 because you only have 1 class. So it depends on you. I can definitely tell you though, as long as you're keeping up with schoolwork, like you have plenty of time throughout the week. Like if it's at night, if it's in the morning, if it's just on the weekends, like you have a lot of time to yourself. Yeah, I think almost all of us, if not all of us, have held jobs outside of this, and sometimes that's included during the week. That's included on campus. Yeah, you definitely have time to fill.
If you want. I know there are a lot of kids who just take class and that's it, and that's enough for them.
Yeah.
I was always someone who just liked to be super busy, so I would get jobs, I would do extracurriculars, I would do all of that to fill my time, because if I wasn't busy, I would just wander around probably.
So like, does Fontbonne have like do they have like a program to where like they kind of just do like one-on-one with the students, like for students that like kind of needs help with like a specific like subject?
Yeah, so we were talking about tutoring. So you're entitled to like 2 hours of tutoring per week per class. So that can either be with a professor or with a student. So like for me, like I know that sometimes writing is something that eludes me. Like I speak very well, but writing it down is different. I work a lot with my writing tutors, students and or staff, and get it done. So really, again, it's there, you just have to use it.
Got it.
Yeah. And each professor has like office hours every week, where there's like 4 hours each week where they're designated. They like are supposed to be in their office with their door open that you can come visit. But if you can't make it for that specific time, I've had a couple times where I'm like, hey, I'm only on campus 2 days a week. Can you help me out? They're like, yeah, just come to my office at this time and we'll sit down and work through it and stuff like that. So you can always contact a professor and they'll find a time for you to, they're really there to like, do the best for you. So they'll find some time for you to help.
Got it. I think someone asked a question in the chat.
Oh, there we go. What kind of jobs would do? Oh, okay. Jobs. So ambassadors, actually, all of us are ambassadors here. Ambassadors is a job. That's the only job I've held. What else have you guys done as jobs?
I work with IT and computers, mainly in the admissions office because they don't know how to use them.
Thanks, Matt.
Matt is calling everybody out.
Matt works on IT.
Well, Matt, I actually work in the admissions office. No, so I work in the admissions office. So I think Matt has come and visited me a couple times to set up my new computer or something like that. But
and your second year you can be an RA, so that's a really fun job. You get to live on campus for free, and you get paid to do that. But yeah, I mean, people work in a library, people work for professors, people work in
the weight room.
Yeah, in the weight room.
Yeah, work in the weight room.
People work in the weight room.
Yeah.
And then also some like programs you might join, you can like get paid for that too. Cause so like I'm a first leader, and I'm also a mentor in GAP, so you also get paid for that.
You can work with, what is it called? In like the Griffin Girl, or not Griffin Girl, you can work with Ryan Hall Dining. So if you're interested, you can work with the dining hall. I don't know if you said it, Darian, but you can work in the mailroom, and that's like a really common one. You could work in the bookstore, honestly. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like every department has some sort of work study kid.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, and at the beginning of the school year, they'll of course have a bunch of job openings from when the seniors have left. So like all like my job within the admissions office will be open back up for someone to take. And you like some of them are 2 hours a week, some of them are 10 hours a week, some of them are 15 hours a week. So you can pick which one is like the best. So my freshman year, I just picked one that was like 5 hours a week because I knew I'd have that time. And they just fit it in whenever a class schedule is.
I'm gonna also throw out there, just kind of to everybody right now, Darian and Ashanti are currently on our ambassadors board. I'm in charge of recruiting ambassadors next year, and we're hoping to open it up to a couple of freshmen. So I'm gonna put my email in the chat. If anybody is interested and wants to learn more about being an ambassador, which you do get paid for, feel free to either email me or let me know your email or whatever you'd like, and I can send you information about that. Send you an application, all that stuff too. Big push here. Really, we have fun.
And
we
as
have
like
fun in
ambassadors,
this group,
you give like 1 tour weekly, so or 2 tours weekly. So that's what we do. We just give tours for prospective students, or if there's no one in that tour time, we do like administrative tasks. So we hang up signage, fold T-shirts, send out packages, stuff like that. So it doesn't exactly make sense. We were just doing, as ambassadors, we do like administrative tasks for the Office of Admissions.
Yeah, it's a fun group. It's really fun. Yeah. Any other questions? I can also let you guys go, or we can hang out longer.
In your like for your major classes, are you in a lot of classes with the same people, or does it kind of mix?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. I get really excited about this question. I have a group chat, and it's with 2 of literally my best girlfriends on campus, and we're really close, like best friends outside of campus, and it's literally because we've had the same classes for the next I'd say 3 years together, because really your sophomore year is when you start hitting hard in your major. But we have a group text, and it's not just about school. Like, it's literally our life now. But it's funny because whenever we have classes together, we're constantly texting each other, like, okay, what'd you get? Okay, like, how are you doing this? And, like, you genuinely, like I say, you make your best friends in college. It's mostly going to be in your major because you see them every day in every class you have, and it's a good time. I miss it. I really do.
I don't know if you can tell, but we all really miss going to school. We all really miss
Me too.
You really don't think you will.
I miss seeing the people.
Yeah.
Right? But, yeah.
Well, I was like, oh, I'll go live at home. You know, like my parents will make me really good food. They have been making me really good food. But I would rather go eat food and hang out with my friends any day.
Every day.
So like, in order for me to like work in the weight room, do I have to like email the strength and conditioning coach, or how do I like?
I think you need to email the athletic director.
Okay.
Because I don't believe the strength and conditioning coach is in charge of the work study kit.
Gotcha.
So if you email the athletic director, she'll be able to put you. I don't know. Matt, do you know who's in charge of the?
I think Coach Good.
Coach Good is. Okay.
I would definitely tell Justin, like, just shoot Justin a quick email, and he'll just put you in contact with them right away. Because then you can just message them and be like, hey, what do I need to do?
Okay.
He's a good, yeah. If it's Coach Good there, you're probably in good hands.
Yeah.
Anything else? Are we going to cut you loose? You guys got anything you want to randomly talk about? No.
Be great because you are great.
Okay, well.
Yeah, where are your quotes coming from?
I'm like just inspired now.
Darian?
Well, listen, I recently had, a birthday, and I'm another year older.
I forgot to tell you happy birthday. I feel so bad.
Good. That's not so, as you grow older, you start to learn. Sometimes you just gotta say random stuff to see, you never know if anybody needs to hear what you say, so you just say it randomly.
Suddenly, Darian has a birthday and is 20 years wiser.
Yes. Hold on.
I mean, I do study history, so.
All right. I'm going to let them go loose. You guys will hopefully see you in the fall. If not, we'll see your faces hopefully soon. My email's there. If you have any questions for any of these guys, I can also shoot you their emails, or just email your counselor. They have all the answers. But yeah, thanks for joining. So glad to see you guys. Hope to see you in a couple months.
Agreed. Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 And we're ending. And it's still here. Okay. You guys, that was awesome. I love how some people already left. Okay, I don't need anything from you guys. I'm happy to hang out though. I'm bored, but if you guys have things to do, I also need to still paint things.
Maggie, what are you painting?
So I had this white, I was using it as a shelf, but it's almost like I don't know what you call it, a cabinet kind of thing, and I'm gonna use it as an entertainment center, so I'm trying to paint it not white because that does not go with the rest of the house.
Oh yeah, where are you moving?
We're moving to Fenton.
Ew.
I'm excited.
No, Fenton's good. I just, the idea of like not living in the city would be.
I know. It's honestly kind of like in a bougie part of Fenton, which I'm happy about. Like, I'm thrilled. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
It's
pretty
in a
funny,
really
though.
nice neighborhood.
Is it like an apartment or is it a house?
It's an apartment, but like you literally have to go through like this huge like neighborhood, and they're all like super huge houses. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna move to these houses right after we leave the apartment. I'm gonna keep eyes on them. I'm pretty excited.
I'm gonna go write a religion paper.
Have fun. Good luck.
I
We'll
have
see
2
you.
assignments that's due tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 tests I gotta take. Oh.
Oh, I do have a final